You're getting it. You're getting it. You're finally getting it. So Mickey, you don't have to cry. Oh, dramatic readings. They're so dramatic. But, we're doing Dee's excerpt for the first time, and I apologize in advance about the shittiness of this camera, because I had to steal somebody's laptop in order to do this, because my camera sucks. And the fact that, you know, I can't read ever really that well. So, Dee's excerpt, British tea time. Before he could say more, they heard a giggling voice coming near. It was answered by a low one, and with a jolt, Charlotte realized it must have been a couple from the party. "They cannot find us here," she whispered to Marcus, and without a word, he grasped her wrist and pulled her quickly behind one of the bushes. She heard something, the female voice said. That was wrong. "I heard something," the female voice said. The sound of swishing skirts stopped just around the shrubbery where they stood. Charlotte almost didn't hear, however, because of the way Marcus was clutching her to him. His arms were strong around her, pressing her to his chest, her face buried in his shoulder. One of his hands tangled in her hair, and she felt the loosening of pins, freeing the wild curls. She could feel his heat radiating through the layers of clothing between them, because dudes are really fucking hot for some reason. And his heartbeat seemed to quicken, unless it was her own she was hearing. The voices continued on. Charlotte slowly raised her head to look at Marcus in the eyes. He leaned closer, but before she could utter a word, he trapped his mouth with hers. D, I'm butchering your shit, man. I'm butchering it. Why did you guys make me do this? Anyway, at first, she did not know how to respond. Panic flooded through her. She had never kissed a man before. And she had already sworn herself to loathe the Earl for his involvement in her affairs. But his lips, they moved gently against hers, and the panic was replaced by a shocking heat that tore through her with an intensity she did not expect. With a tiny sigh, she softened her grasp. Suddenly, her response felt instructional. She pressed herself against his chest, filled with a sort of urgent longing that she did not recognize. He deepened the kiss, tracing his tongue lightly across her lower lip. She sighed softly, and he took the opportunity to ease her mouth open with his own, and slid from the back of her head. His hand slid from the back of her head to the small of her back, pressing her firmly to him. She suddenly remembered the couple that had nearly discovered them, and gasped, "My lord!" "Charlotte," he murmured in her hair. She pushed against him frantically, separating them. She stepped back, frowning. "Is something wrong?" he asked. "Yes." No. "Yes," she said in a strangled voice. She wanted to scream at him, at herself for getting so carried away. "My lord, anyone could see us here," she decided to leave it at that, although there was a million other voices clamoring in her head, telling her exactly what was wrong with their situation. He inclined his head, acknowledging with acknowledgement, his expression blank. "I'll leave, for now," he said, sounding reluctant. "But this is not the end of our conversation." A thrill shot through Charlotte as she wondered if he was alluding to the kiss and not to their talk of blackmail. "Good night, Miss Deverley," he said, flashing her a mirthless grin. "I will call on you soon." Coming from the Earl, that sounded like a threat. Come on now, that sounded like a threat. Totally. He wants her boobies. No, but, yeah, that was it, you guys. And I'm sorry, D. I'm so bad at reading out loud. So bad. And I'm not funny. Like, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Sorry, I can't even talk. Butchered your writing, because it's beautiful writing. I love it. I love it. And I learned a new word, mirthless. Never heard it before, but I learned it today. So, this is the only one I'm going to be able to do today. I might do more later tonight, assuming I'm alone. Otherwise, you're just going to hear gunshots and gaming in the background. Who wants to hear all that mess? So, yes, that was it. Bye, guys!